The game that this book creates is an alien shooter, sort of like Galaga. So a lot of the stuff is going to be related to alien little creature dudes, spaceships that we're going to be using. So we're going to create a dictionary called Alien Zero. So this is our first alien. And dictionaries are created using curly brackets. And then defining, first thing you want to define is the key. So the key for this is going to be color. And then outside of the quotation marks, you put a colon. And then the other data is going to be considered the value. So the key is color, and then the value for this will be green. And to create another one, we're going to put a comma right after green, and we're going to put points. So this green alien is worth 5 points. And we don't have to put a quotation mark because we're going to store this as an integer of 5. So if you print and then you put alien 0, in these in these brackets, you're going to put the key. So we're going to print color, and then we're also going to print the points of this alien. So this is a green alien worth 5 points. So each of these keys can, a simple key can have only one value, but you can, as you learn later, we'll be able to put lists stored within each value. So, let's say you wanted to print out how many points you earned whenever you shoot down an alien or something like that. So if we put new points equals alien 0 points, and then you would print you just earned points. So what this does is it creates a new variable called new points. So anytime you'd run this every time an alien is shot down. So you'd shoot it down, and it would store it as a variable called new points, and then you would format that. And with the formatted variable here, new points, it would tell you just earned this many points. So we just earned 5 points for killing the green alien. And you can do that for every single time you shoot down an alien. We'll use for loops and if statements and things like that to determine what exactly we're going to be shooting down. So let's say you want to add some information to a dictionary. So let's say we want to add the position of the alien, for example. So in these these brackets, we can put X position, and we can set that equal to 0. And then alien 0, the Y position, we can set that equal to 25. So on the x-axis, this would be in the center, but on the y-axis, it would be up 25 units. So whenever you do this, this actually creates a new key called x position, and it creates a new value for that position called 0, and a new key here called y position with a value associated with that of 25. So if we print alien 0 now, you can see we've got 5 points we earned from this statement up here, but it says color is green, points 5, x position 0, y position 25. And that's how you can create new key value pairs inside of a dictionary. So let's say we want to start with an empty dictionary. So we'll go up here and we'll delete everything inside our dictionary. You can actually input the information you want in this dictionary along the way. So we'll put alien 0. Let's say we're going to create a new value of color, and we're going to give it the color of green, alien 0 points, and we're going to associate that to 5. So if we go up here and we print alien 0, and then we print alien 0 after, you can see that up there at the beginning it prints nothing in the dictionary, and then down here it prints the new values that were added into our dictionary. So that's how you can create each of these, and they can gain information as they go just by adding values and key pairs later. So you can also use the format to print out information without creating a variable. So let's say we want to print we're going to use format. The alien is now and then we put in here the dictionary, and in these brackets we would put the value we're going to be looking for. So this should put the alien is now green. And if we come down here and we change the color, alien 0 color equals yellow, use the same line. I got an error. Oh, I know why. Got to make sure you store it as a string. So the alien color is green at the beginning. We change the color to yellow with this statement, defining the dictionary key value pair as color is now equal to with yellow, and now we can say the alien is now yellow. So that's how you can modify things inside of a dictionary. So let's say we want to move the alien, or we want to see its speed. So let's say that we've got an alien he's green, his color is 5 points, and alien 0, you want to put the speed of this alien as well. So speed would equal, green in this book is, oh, it doesn't say, but we'll just put medium. So if we print alien 0, we got a green alien worth 5 points, but that's medium speed. So based on its speed, we can make it do certain things. So if alien 0 speed is equal to slow, we can x equal increment. X increment equals 1. So we're going to change our value of x by 1. Elif alien speed equals medium, x can increment equals 2, and finally else, this must mean, so if it's a slow alien, we're going to move by 1 space. For a medium alien, we're going to move by 2 spaces. Else, it's probably going to be a fast alien. X increment is going to be 3. So now we can change the position of our alien. Let's say, oh, I forgot to put the positions up here. Alien 0, X position equal 0, alien 0, Y position equals 25. So these are set in the X and Y coordinates of our alien. So now we want to adjust the position of our alien. So we go alien 0, X underscore position equals alien 0, X position plus our X increment. So this is telling it, all right, so we're going to list out our attributes of our alien. We've got green, 5, speed medium, position 0, Y position 25. So if our alien speed is slow, we're going to move by 1. But if it's medium, we're going to move by 2. So our speed is equal to medium. So our increment is going to be by 2. So now, since we've done that, print new position, and then we're in these curly brackets because we're using the format. We'll put alien 0 X position. So our new position is now 2. So it started off at 0, and we saw that it was an alien and moving at medium speed, so he moved over 2 points. So he's now position number 2. So if we were to assign it to fast, for example, starts at 0. It's not listed as any of these, but since it's under our else statement, it's not listed as slow, it's not listed as medium, therefore it must be something else, so it must be 3. So we don't have to define another elif statement to make it equal to fast. We can just say else equals 3, and it'll move it 3 spaces. So let's say we want to remove some information inside of a dictionary. To do that, type delete alien 0, and then you put what key you want to remove. So if we remove points, it will remove points and 5 with it. So if we delete this and then we print alien 0, see here we've got color, green, speed, fast, position 3, Y position 25, but we no longer have this points because it was removed. And we didn't have to put points and 5, we only had to put points, therefore it will remove just the points. So we can use these to do a bunch of different things. So let's say we've got a list of people and we're going to check out their favorite programming languages. So we've got fave languages equals, it's got some curly brackets here, and since Python doesn't read spaces, we're going to make it just nice and clean by putting their names and down here and then the key pairs together like this. So Jen's favorite language is Python. We have Sarah, her favorite language is C. We have Edward, his favorite programming language is Ruby. And then we have Phil, and his favorite language is also Python. So whenever you print out fave languages now, so print fave language. Oh, forgot the commas. So you want to separate everything with commas. So there we go. So now it's going to print out. It's not going to print out with this little method that we have here with our each one has a new line. It's just going to print it out straight across because this is how it's going to be stored. So we've broken it up into different lines, but it's still stored the same way. So let's say we want to print Sarah's favorite language is, we would put in here fave language, and in brackets we would put the key. So we're going to put Sarah. So Sarah's our key here, and we're going to see that Sarah's favorite language is C. C is an older programming language that a lot of stuff is based off of. And so what this does is it just prints out that dictionary key, and it prints out the value to that key. So you're not seeing it's not actually printing out Sarah. It's printing out the value that key points to. So this key points to the value of C. All right, let's see. So let's say you want to try to let's say you want to pull some information that doesn't exist. So let's try to get rid of all of this right here really quick. Let's say we want to print out a key that doesn't exist. So we'll go to print alien 0, and we're going to try to print the points. So what happens if that doesn't exist? You're going to get an error saying key error points. So points, this key does not exist, therefore we cannot print out a value to it. So you can actually tell it to do something if this key doesn't exist. So let's say we want to set point underscore value is equal to alien.0, and we're going to try to get those point values. So if we type get here, it's a function, and we tell it points. But we also say if no point value exists, to say no point value assigned. So this is going to tell us what to do. It's going to tell us to find points. If points does not exist, it's going to say no point value assigned. And then we're going to print point value. So we look here. This doesn't exist. I don't know why I've got this printing up here. No point value assigned. So if it's not able to find that information, it's going to give you a message saying, hey, this is what happens if you don't have that point value assigned to it. So if you ever have an issue where you think you're looking for something but you're not 100% sure if it's going to exist, you want to use the get function to say, okay, I want to find this key, and if this key does not exist, I want to just say no point value is assigned to it, and then it'll tell this point value is going to assign this value. So point value is the variable, and what it's trying to do is it's trying to assign to points, not the points key, but the value of that key, which is currently doesn't exist, so we're going to say no point value assigned. All right. So now we're going to try to look for, we're going to be trying to loop through a dictionary. So let's say we got a new program. We're going to call this users.py. Let's say we've got user_0. And we have username colon, and then you put the username, Fermi. I don't know why. Enrico Fermi, that's why it's this guy's name. So first name is Enrico. Last name, Fermi. So what you can do to print through every single key in here, you can say for key value in user0 dot items. So what this does, dot items, is it's not going to look for just the value anymore. It's going to need two variables here. So it's going to need key and value. So key, value. It's going to print out each one. Well, it's going to do something with each one. It just depends on what you're doing. So we're going to print out function or format key, and we're going to print in here, put the key, and then we're also going to print new line, the value, and then that value is going to be here. So what it's going to do whenever we do this, I keep forgetting to do the commas. So what it's going to do is, all right, so it's going to look at each key in here. It's going to assign key to username. Then it's going to associate the value of that key to this value variable, and it's going to print both of them. Then it's going to continue for every single instance of this. So it's going to find the first one, then it's going to go to the second one, which is the first name is going to be key, the value is Enrico, and then the last one is going to be last name with value of Fermi. And you can see here it did username as well as eFermi. So this is how you can use your keys to go through and sort and look through, use a for loop to go through and associate each key to a value and print each one and associate each of those keys to another variable and a value to another variable. So let's go back to our favorite languages, for example. We're going to look at what we're going to do now is run a for loop. So we're going to do for name and language in favorite languages dot items. So now we're going to do it in a way that instead of using key and value, because those variables are confusing, we're going to store these as something more clear. So name, which is our key, language, which is going to be our value. In these items, we're going to print name.title. So we're going to capitalize the first letter of each person's name. Favorite language is, and we're going to put here, we're going to put language.title as well. So every single time we do this, it's going, and we run it. Where did I forget now? Language is not defined. I spelled language wrong. I still spelled language wrong. I'm just off today. All right. So we can see we printed out our dictionary and it gave us our keys and our values associated with each other. But down here, it assigned a name to the first item, which is the key, and a language to the second item, which is the language. So Jen's favorite language is Python, Sarah's favorite language is C, Edward's favorite language is Ruby, and Phil's favorite language is Python. Now there are times where you might not want to go through items, right? Let's say you just want to go through people's names. So print name.title. Whenever you put items, it's going to be looking for two variables. It's going to be looking for the key and the value. But if you put favorite language dot keys, the only thing it's going to be looking for is the key. So only this first value. So if we do this, it's just going to print out the different names. Jen, Sarah, Edward, Phil. However, if you do this without keys, the default behavior of doing this, favorite language is not a function. If you, let's say you don't want to use a function, you just want to look for an item, or sorry, a variable inside of favorite language, that's going to default to the key. So it's automatically, you don't have to type dot keys, but it's just cleaner if you type it so that way you know. But if you don't, the default function is to look for the key. All right, and now I'm just looking at, I'm reading through the next exercise. So let's say we want to print messages. We want to have a list and a dictionary. We want to kind of use both information here, So we're going to get rid of all this for a second, and we're going to have favorite languages, and then we're also going to have another list called friends. So we're going to have Phil and Sarah in this list. So we've got two people that are also in the dictionary. All right. So for name and favorite languages, we're going to use language dot keys. So we're going to be only looking at the keys of the favorite language. We want to print hi name dot title. So we're going to print everyone's name. I am just off today. So we get everybody's name. Hi Jen, hi Sarah, hi Phil, hi Edward. But now, let's say we want to put something else in this loop. If we want to check everyone's name and see if they're in the dictionary. And if they are, we want to print a message for them specifically. So if name is inside of friends, language, man, I cannot type, equals favorite language name dot title. So what this is going to do is it's going to compare the name here, and it's going to titleize it, and then we can tell it to print information based on that. So slash t does a tab, and then if you do name dot title, I see you love language. So now if we run this, language, can't spell today. So what this does is it compares our name, it's looking for the name variable, and if it matches in friends, which is up here, it's going to look at that person's key and then compare it to a value. So language is going to be, all right, we're going to look at favorite language.name. So we see Phil and Sarah are both in our friend's name. So we're going to say, okay, Sarah, you are in this dictionary and you have a favorite language of C. So we're going to print out, hey, your name, and then we're going to print out your language in this if statement. So language is going to be created, and it's going to use this key. Your name is the key, and then the value is the language that you use. So it's going to say, and if your name is listed also in friends. So it's going to compare your name to a list and then print out a statement based on that. All right, so I've been going for a minute, so I'm going to end this now. We're going to just be continuing on through looping through dictionaries and continuing on to nesting, which is dictionaries inside of dictionaries and lists inside of lists and things like that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.